Namaste and welcome everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good day, or whenever it is that you are catching this recording. I know so many of you are struggling with internet and connection and power outages and all of that. So I hope that my connection is stable enough for us tonight. I'm going to do a nice recording for you guys. It is all to do with forward bend, so calming, cooling, relaxing. Those are the general aspects of forward bends. We're going to try, because we are in winter, we're going to try and make them a little bit more dynamic, just to see how, when we make forward bends dynamic, that they can actually be a little bit more heating and invigorating as well. All right, not as much as back bends. They still have that lovely quality to them. So updates for this week. Any updates? Not really, apart from a nice one that I get to celebrate. I wrote an article on the 10 habits and the chakras, which got published on my mentor's website, on the Yoga Health Coaching website. So I've got a link to that article on my Facebook page, Yoga Awakening Africa. If you haven't been there recently, go there, head there. There's some really cool stuff that has been posted on my Facebook page. So apart from that, guys, today's card that I drew for us is light. This is what we're going to continue imagining or working with in our session. What we want to really focus on is rooting and grounding from the waist down. So when you've got that stability in the legs, when you've got that rootedness down, you allow the Apana Vayu, that downward movement of energy, to really settle you and to ground you. With that, the upper body is then really able to explore and experience a sense of lightness. What happens then is that not just physically are you able to work with the lightness, but also emotionally, mentally, and on a spiritual level, you pick up on the lightness. So the card says, I acknowledge the light within myself and within others. My inner light is clear and bright. I share my light and clarity with others. Right, so we're going to keep that in focus as we move through our session today, acknowledging the light within you, acknowledging that your light is clear and bright. Really feel that inner brightness coming out. And that when you're doing this practice, that you're not just doing this practice for yourself, but that you're actually sharing the practice with others. So you may want to set an intention today that you are dedicating this practice to someone or to something. And what you're doing by having that intention is that you're then sharing the light out. So it's an easy way to do it. All right, let's get settled onto our mat, and from there we will move into it. I'm just going to make sure that I am pinned so that if anyone joins, that we don't get disturbed. All right, so remember that at any point in time, you are always welcome to join in a class. If you're running a little late, I open the waiting room and you can then join in fun and games. All right, I'm going to grab a really nice big pillow. You can grab a yoga block, anything that works for you. Let your onesie come into a comfortable seated position. Last week we were chatting about neutral positions on how to sit. So if you wanted to sit cross legs with the legs crossed in a little bit more, you can do that. Otherwise, the more basic one is where you're drawing one heel to the cranium and the other foot close in as well. Again, Jennifer and you, we find this the most comfortable way of sitting. You may want to be sitting on your knees, on a block, on a stool. It really doesn't matter. Just wanting to be as comfortable as possible so that you can really settle, center, and ground. All right, so with that in mind, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And take a moment to feel the connection of your sitting bones to your pillow, mat, hard block. Maybe just start rocking back and forth a little. Just Sometimes when we arrive on a mat, it's actually quite nice to bring in just a little bit of movement. Often we've come from a busy day and there's lots of activity, and sometimes we just need a little bit of movement, aware movement, to slowly slow us down. Maybe just moving a little from side to side. Sometimes going straight into stillness can be quite challenging, not always. You may want to maybe just circle the body a few times the other way. And just getting in contact with the body again can be super helpful. And then at some point you'll notice that your body automatically kind of finds that still point. There's still movement with the breath. We're never absolutely rigid. There's always a free flow of breath, of movement, of prana. And as you get into this comfortable seated position, you'll notice that the inhalations become a little longer, a little slower. The same with the exhalations. And maybe take a moment to dedicate this practice to someone or something, setting an intention. And just know that that intention has been set. That as you move through questions this evening, you're going to be spreading the light outwards in all directions. No matter how far or close the intended recipient is, that with that positive intention, it will be, the person will receive it in the way that they need to. Which means it takes the pressure off us. We don't have to analyze it, we don't have to do anything else. We're just giving, and the person will receive as and how they need. Take 3 mindful breaths here. If you enjoy doing your arms or chanting a mantra, you can do that now. And then after those 3 breaths, bring the palms of your hands together, your hands nice and warm. Tap them over your eyes, take a deep breath in. And slowly out. Let's do it again. Really getting the hands nice and warm. A lovely practice to do any time of the year, actually, but especially in winter, those hands are getting chilly. And as you cup your hands over your eyes, look into the darkness, feel the warmth penetrating your eyes, gently nourishing them. Blink your eyes a few times, getting used to the light. Moving your hands away, you can give them a little bit of a shake. Right, so for today, we're actually going to start loosening up a little into our upper body first, and then we're going to get into the lower body. So I invite you now, similar to last week, where we were playing with, bring my little carpet a little closer, where we were playing with Dandasana, the staff pose. We're going to sit fairly comfortably. You don't have to be too rigid. You can have your knees bent here as well. Feel that your spine is long. Notice how the back of your legs is starting to open now as well. Right, from here we are going to start off by taking the right hand behind our head, behind our neck. I mean, you can just rest it on your neck. I generally like to slide it up a little to my occipital region and have my thumb pointing down, so it's just kind of like supporting the side of my neck. So we're going to start off with that right hand behind the head. Doesn't actually matter which hand. And then with the left hand, you're going to make a thumb with, you're going to draw your thumb in, and you're going to make a fist with your hand. And then we're going to just slowly do circular movements with that left arm, going in one direction. Take a moment to connect to the rhythm of your breath as you do that. So you might really want to inhale slowly as that arm lifts. And exhale as you take it back and down. Noticing how you're opening up into that left armpit region, left side of the body, working into the shoulder. There we go. And then change direction, just circling the arm the other way now. And you might find that there are little cracks or creaks that you need to work through. Maybe it's nice and smooth this evening. Maybe you're noticing a little bit of a stretch in the opposite shoulder blade or a different side of your back. So just these little observations. We were chatting about observations last week again. If you didn't watch that recording, if you haven't done that class, go back and watch it because it's really, really helpful. And so what you're wanting to do, especially when our movements are slow and gentle, I don't quite like using the word easy, but kind of where it's not very complicated, you can really tap into the body and notice where else you're observing sensation. Right, you can release your left hand, reach your right arm up, float it down. Take a moment to compare right to left. Is there more sensation in one side? Is there more heat or warmth? We're going to take the left hand behind the head, same area, same place. Draw the thumb in, 4 fingers over. And again, you can inhale as that arm comes up and back. Exhaling down and around. So we're trying to make nice and big but comfortable movements. So we're not straining into the shoulder, we're not warming up. So we're being gentle and kind and loving to the body. So meaning that you can open up into the left armpit, so you're working that left elbow back, supporting the head. Smiling, enjoying, feeling the lightness in the upper body as your lower body grounds. Change direction, circles the other way with that right arm. And remember that as you're doing your yoga postures, your movements, you can always use a nice, slow, deep Ujjayi breath. You're listening to the soft rasping sound in the back of the throat, which means that your movements might be slower than mine, possibly a little faster than mine, making sure you're always doing the sequence, the movements, the vinyasa to your ability and to the rhythm of your breath. Fantastic. We're going to release both hands, take a moment to observe how we feel. Bringing both fingers into the shoulders, inhale 3 rounds as you take the elbows up and back, exhaling down and around. Lovely. Last one in this direction. And then just change 3 times the other way. So again, always once we've done something asymmetrically, it's always nice to come back and do something symmetrical. Especially where we've worked with one side and then the other, so we can see if kind of there is still a little bit of an imbalance or discretion. All right, Pada Uttanasana. We're going to do a variation of Pada Uttanasana. So getting into a position, Pada Uttanasana, butterfly, cobbler pose, that works for you. You want to try and draw the soles of the feet together. Feel that you're able to release into the inner thighs. It's lovely to just gently massage and rub those inner thighs. I don't actually know what meridian lines they are. I'm sure Piera or Renee will be able to tell you. I know that the gallbladders on the outside of the thighs, inner thighs, I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to know. All right, but it does feel good as you gently release and massage into those inner thighs. And now that they feel comfortable, now that the legs feel a little bit warmer, we're going to be steady here. Fairly still, I should say. The lower body will be fairly still. Normally we do our bouncing, which if you feel that your hips are stiff, by all means go ahead and do so. But what we're going to try and do today is take it a little bit more into opening up into the chest. So we're going to take the left hand and we're going to place it, if you can, on the right side, just in front of your foot. If that doesn't work, you can always hold onto your shin or your ankle. See what works. It all really depends on the length of arms to spine. It doesn't really have anything to do with flexibility. From here, you're going to take your right arm and you're going to open up to the right. So there's a little bit of a diagonal side stretch, twist action happening, and you're reaching into the fingers. If you feel that it is more comfortable to hold into your shin or into the thigh to get that position going, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, just gently press down into your hands so that there's always a little bit more of a forward bending motion happening here instead of leaning and collapsing back into ourselves. So we want to bring the hand forward, we want to lean forwards a little, we want to draw the chest up and open and draw that arm back. Now, in this position, as you exhale, you can bring your head and your hands to the center. You're staying in the position of the body. And as you inhale, you're opening up again. So we're just making it dynamic with the head and the hand. The head comes to the center, the right hand comes to the chest. And as you inhale, you're stretching open again. Lovely. We're doing one last round here. Exhale as the hand comes to your chest. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you bring your torso back to the center, release the arms. And again, notice how you feel. You do the same thing on the other side. Your right hand comes onto the ground, if you can, ideally onto the ground in front of your left ankle. Bring the right hand, left hand, into your chest. Gently twist open into that side. Inhale as you open and you reach those left fingers diagonally away from you. And exhale, your head can look towards your toes again, or your heart center as your hand comes back to your heart. Inhale as you open to the left. Exhale as you release. Feeling that the breath can guide the movement. Let's do two more again. Lower body is grounded and stable. Upper body is light and free. This time as you exhale, release your hands, come back to the center, and again, notice how you feel. Now, if you need to release the legs, by all means, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, you're going to start to tilt forward, and you're going to release very comfortably into a gentle folded Uttanasana. So normally we want to keep the chest long and open. What I'm going to invite you to do is just actually to round and relax into it today. And breathe into both shoulder blades, especially the little distance between your shoulder blades and your armpits. See if you can get a bit more space and breath happening in that area. Do two more deep breaths here. Doing that with the exhalation, you're inviting your body to relax more and more and more. And after your last full exhalation, you can place the hands back onto the mat, press into the hands, and use the pressure pushing into the hands to bring you back upright. Great. Bring those legs together. Give them a lovely squeeze. All right. Last little seated sequence. We're going to move into Pachimottanasana, Eka Pada Pachimottanasana a moment, and then from there we will come on to all fours. So we're starting off in Pachimottanasana. Feel that you can, in Dandasana, what am I talking about? Feel that you can lengthen through your legs, pressing through your heels. Feel that you can spread your toes. Nice, strong, active legs. From here, we're going to interlock the thumbs. We're going to bring the arms up to shoulder level. You're going to relax into your shoulders. 3 rounds. As you exhale, imagine sliding along the tabletop, keeping the spine long. So we're not going to round and try and get to our toes. We're going to keep the chest open. The chest is leading towards the toes. And as you inhale, you're coming back to neutral, maybe even leaning back a little. And as you exhale, chest leads, chin stays back. Inhaling back to neutral. And exhaling forwards. Lovely. Inhaling back. Exhale, release the arms. Same similar thing, we're going to bring the left foot into the right inner thigh. So your right leg stays extended. This time we're going to place the hands by the knee. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to slide the hands down at the right leg. And inhale, coming back up. So just for today, we're not going to round, we're just going to keep the spine long, the chest open. One last round. Inhaling back. Good. Now staying upright, similar movement to what we just did in Pada Uttanasana. We're going to create like a diagonal length from toe to heel. You bring your right hand onto the inside of your left foot, just in front of that ankle where it's reaching. We're going to bring the hands to the chest. We're going to diagonally open up for a moment. And from here, as you inhale, you're going to reach into your left fingertips. They're a little different to what we normally do. There is a diagonal line working. There's a little bit of a twist happening. There's an activation through your right foot and right leg. And there's a lifting through the crown of your head. And you can feel a little bit of that shoulder release. If you have tight shoulders, this is probably a really nice stretch to do. Or if your upper back gets tight, especially from all that computer work. Keep breathing, keep opening. That's it. Inhale deeply as you exhale, bring your hand to your heart. Rotate your torso forwards again. Release the arms, release your left leg. Take a moment to observe how you feel. How does the right side feel? How does the left side feel? Where is the movement? Where is the action? Where is the heat? Our left leg stays long. Our right leg comes up into the left inner thigh, wherever it feels comfortable. If you need support for the knee, place it there. Hands come resting on that right knee. Inhale as you lift and you lengthen. As you exhale, you're sliding, you're tilting from the pelvis. Let the hands go as far as they want. Inhale back again, leading with the chest. As you exhale, chest leads. Inhale back again, the chin is staying back. So we're not leading with the chin, we're not leading with the forehead, we're not leading with the nose. We're leading with our heart center, the air element, the lightness. Good. And then from here we go into a little bit of our twist. We're going to bring the left hand in front of that right ankle, right hand into your chest, excuse my back. Inhale as you diagonally open up here. Spine is long. Left leg is extended and strong. Right arm is soft. Sliding the shoulders away from the ears. Opening, you gently pressing down into your left hand as well. Smooth, comfortable breaths here. Smiling, enjoying Anahata Chakra, your heart center. The center of love and compassion. Allow that love and compassion to flow out of you. And to that personal, those people who are needing it right now. So I was going to say more than you, we all need it. Sometimes it's just someone who's needing a little bit more attention than we are needing right now. When you really, as you exhale, bring your hand back to your heart. Rotate yourself forwards. Release, bring your right leg out in front. Notice how you feel. Lovely. Great. All right. From here, we are going to come up onto our knees. Vajrasana. We're going to use that as a little bit of our kind of not counter pose, but prep pose and counter pose to where we were. So with Vajrasana, we want to have the knees together, ankles together, and we want to be sitting over the feet. If it is terribly uncomfortable, we can take the feet a little apart. Virasana is where we then work more and kind of working with the knees, where you bring the feet onto the outside of the hips and buttocks. So we're not doing that. We're going to be sitting on our heels if that works for you. If not, sit on a stool. And in fact, I was doing this next little sequence. either standing or you can do it sitting cross-legged as well. Right. Settling the breath, settling the mind. We're doing an arm sequence. You can watch the first round, and then from there, we'll do 4 rounds together on each side. So what will be happening is the arms can come up. As we exhale and we extend forwards towards the mat, the left arm is coming behind our back. The right hand is coming down towards the mat. The forehead is coming towards the mat. It might touch the mat, it might not. As we inhale, the abdominals engage, they lift us up. And as we exhale, the right arm releases down if you don't have a wall. And then we release the left arm down as well. All right, we're going to do 4 with the right arm. We come back to neutral, 4 with the left arm in your own time. Inhaling as you lift. Use the exhalation to fold forward. Gently, comfortably, easily. Make sure that you stay rooted and grounded with the lower body. As you come back up, exhale as you release. So what you want to feel when you're working into the sequence is that you're not toppling forwards. You're not like a teapot releasing its tea. You've got the stability in the back of the body as well, in the feet, in the buttocks, in the sacrum. So you're not kind of like collapsing forwards and down into the mat. You're doing so with control. So the lower body is strong, steady, and stable. The upper body is light and free and immobile. So there's structure to the movement. The abdominals need to engage to help bring you down and to lift you back up. There's structure with the spine. When we've got structure, when the body is nicely aligned, the energy is then able to move freely, going to where it needs to go. Make that the last one. Take a moment in Vajrasana to observe. Compare maybe right arm and shoulder to the left. And then we do the same thing on the other side. When you're ready, inhaling, arms lift. As you exhale, right arm comes behind you, left arm comes down towards the mat. Inhaling as you come back. And exhaling as you release left arm as well as your right. 3 more rounds on the side. What is lovely about this sequence is that it really helps to bring back balance into our shoulder and upper back region. So my yoga teacher, Eka, she used to always give this little sequence out to anyone who had any form of scoliosis, kind of like any spinal challenges. She would always get them to do the sequence and maybe do a few extra rounds on the side that needed more attention. It was one of her favorite little practices to do. And when we do it, when we've got that feeling of grounding of the lower body, we really can observe how light and free the upper body is capable of being. Again, this is the last round. And after this round, we're going to release, take or close the eyes for a moment. Take the awareness back to the heart center. Notice if your attention is drawn forward or if you're collapsing back. Just see if you can bring yourself into that lovely neutral space. Very nicely aligned. Not leaning to the right, not leaning to the left. Not overarching the lower back and grounding the upper back and collapsing into the chest. That there is a feeling of strength in the lower body and openness in the upper body. Lovely. When you're ready, you can release out of your posture. You can tuck under your toes. Rock back into your heels. And very, very slowly release into a floppy forward bend as you release your feet down to the mat. head down. What is quite nice here is just to place the thumbs into your elbows, hold onto your elbows, maybe just rock a little from side to side like ragdoll. Head is heavy, upper body is swinging. You can then maybe stop the movement, or maybe it just wants to swing back and forth, kind of forwards and backwards. And then when you're ready, release the arms down completely. Check your feet, spread your toes, ground, and slowly start uncurling. Bringing the neck and head up last. The upper body stays light, light, light as you press down through the feet and ground down through the feet. Once you come all the way up, soften the knees a little, support your lower back with your hands, open your chest, raise the chin, raise your gaze if your eyes are open. Into a little bit of a back bend here, and release. Good. Shaking out your hands. Maybe I'm just going to lift the screen somewhat. Okay, so first standing posture, we're going to move into Parsva Uttanasana. So our standing forward bend. We'll take a step forward with the right leg. Now, if you want to angle out your left foot a little, you can do so. If you have any issues with your sacrum, your SI joint, like Colleen and me have, we are going to be keeping our left foot perfectly straight so that there's absolutely no distortion in the pelvis. Find what works for you and work that way. If you need to take your feet wider apart, if you're feeling a little unbalanced, do so. Spread the toes, ground down through the feet. We're going to keep the legs nice and strong and straight for the first three, and after the first three, we're going to bend that front knee. So as we inhale, we're going to feel that lightness in the chest. We're pressing down through the legs. Exhale, extend forwards and down. The hands are coming into the hip crease area. Inhaling as you come up. So it doesn't matter how far down you're going, you're keeping that lovely length with the spine today. Exhale, extending forwards and forwards and forwards. You're drawing the inner thighs up into your hips, and it feels as if you're just gently squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. You're not gripping the mat with your life, you're pressing down into all three edges of your foot evenly. Great. Right, we move into the arms a little. So this time as you inhale, both arms lift up. As you exhale, you can bend your right leg here. You're going to bring your left hand towards the mat, and you're going to swoop your right arm behind your back like we just did in our Vajrasana. As you inhale, you're going to reach the left arm forwards, press down through the feet, come all the way up. Once you're all the way up, exhale, release your arms. Twice more, inhaling, the arms lift. Exhale as you extend forwards and down, left hand to the mat, right arm behind you. Inhaling as you come back up. Exhale, release. Great. Twice more. So even though this is a forward bend, and forward bends are generally cooling, calming, because we're working dynamically, this can be a little heating, invigorating, warming as well. So observing if that's happening to you and in your practice. We'll make this the last round, and I invite you to stay in this position and to hold it here. So we're pressing down through the feet, drawing the chin into the throat, lengthening through the legs, lengthening the sternum in the direction of your front foot. Relaxing the neck and the head here. Watch that your back leg doesn't kind of soften or collapse. And then when you're ready, inhale, reaching the left arm forwards and up. And exhaling, releasing. Super. Take the weight into the front leg, press into the ball of that. And step that leg back again. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. When you are ready, you can step your left leg forwards now. Adjust the position of your back leg so that it feels right for you, and adjust the width of your spacing as well. How balanced are you feeling this evening? Bring the hands into your hip crease, so again, not your waist. Find your hip bones and then find that crease that is kind of a little bit lower. That's where we're tilting from. Inhale as your sternum lifts. Exhale, halfway forwards. Lovely. It doesn't mean that, or you can go all the way forwards, depends on you. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling up. Lengthening, extending down. Feel that you can draw your left kneecap up into your thigh. Feels as if you're bringing your heart over your leg, but you're still pushing back into that right leg. Inhaling as you come up. So we move into movement with the arms. So as you inhale, both arms come up. As you exhale, left arm comes behind you. This time, right arm goes forwards and down. And if you would like to, you can bend your knee. If you prefer doing it with the legs straight, you can do it with the legs straight. Inhaling as that arm lifts up. Torso comes up as well. Exhaling, floating the arms down. 3 more rounds dynamically. Exhaling. As you release down. Inhaling as you come up. Exhalation releases the breath and heart. Move to the rhythm of your breath, your body. Last time. Stay down for a moment. Feel that you can hold it here, lengthen through the legs, drawing the chest forward, relax the head. Often when we have to do something that works with a little bit of balance, we hold our breath. So let's see if we can really breathe fairly comfortably here. Where is your awareness, your attention needing to go? Where do you need to make it a little easier for yourself, a little bit more comfortable? Where do you need to build strength? Where can you release and create lightness? And then on an inhalation, bringing the arm forwards and up. And exhaling, releasing. You can take the weight into the front leg and gently bounce your way back. Standing upright for a moment. Feeling that you're nice and tall, nice and steady. Notice if your weight is again wanting to move into the balls of your feet. Often when we're working dynamically forwards, that's where we automatically want to go. And can we maybe just bring a bit more weight into the heels? Can we relax back into ourselves again? Relaxing into the back body. Good. And then staying where you are, we're going to move into Uttanasana, your standing forward bend, which means if you need to bring your feet a little closer together, you can start doing that. If you're happy having them hip width apart, you are more than welcome to keep them there. Find the 3 points under each foot, the joint of the big toe, little toe, and the center of your heel. Press down evenly through those 3 points. Feel the inner aspects of your legs engaging. Feel the kneecaps lifting. So there's a nice strong stability in the lower body. You're still able to breathe deeply and comfortably and fully, but there's a kind of a sense of grandeur and strength. From that, inhale, reaching the arms forwards and up. And as you exhale, extend forwards and down, lengthening, 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 lengthening. Once you come all the way down, place your hands underneath your bind with your index finger and middle finger
under each of the toes. So your thumbs can close the bind. You're going to be lengthening up through the sitting bones. You're going to be working the chest towards your thighs. You can always have the knees a little bit bent here if you need to. You're going to relax the head down. We're taking 6 comfortable breaths. Feel that you can breathe deep into the back, lower ribs. As you inhale, you're creating length through the back of your legs. As you exhale and you're drawing the navel towards the spine, you'll find that your chest wants to come closer towards your knees. You'll find that the inhalations are wanting to open into the body and the exhalations are wanting to fold you into it. The mind is becoming still, the mind is becoming a lot quieter. You're allowing a sense of release. It's actually also quite nice to work with that little bit of a mantra. Inhale, repeating to yourself, let, and exhaling, go. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. Let's do that once more. Inhaling, let. Exhaling. Once you feel that you've let go, whatever is needing to be let go today, release the bind from your feet. Bend the knees a little, and it's your choice. You can either uncurl out of your posture, or you can bend your knees even more, taking the buttocks back, lifting your chest, and you can come up using a squat. So you'll know what feels better for you to come up, either a squat or either uncurling. And if you're not sure, then you can try both with time. Once you're upright again, stand comfortably. Close the eyes for a moment. And notice how you feel. Lovely. Right, for our pranayama practice today, I would like to go into Brahmari, the B breath again. We're standing, we're up. We're going to be taking the arms up, and as we exhale, we'll be making the sound of the B. All right, we will do 4 rounds together. Or you can do them in your own time. And you can either do it firmly grounded, or you can do it with a little bit of balance. See how it goes. On the inhalation, the arms come up, and you may want to lift up onto the balls of the feet as well. Exhaling. 3 more. Two more. Last one. And release, close the eyes. Again, soften those onto the knees, observe any sensations within the body. There may be some feelings of tingling or movement. There may be sensations of warmth or heat, lightness. There may be those sensations in just certain parts of the body or throughout the whole body.
You may sense it more in one side of the body than the other even. There's no incorrect way of feeling what it is you feel. And there's no need to analyze it, we're just observing. Taking a moment to allow the prana, the life force, to circulate and move through the body in whichever way it needs to. And that's why it's always so lovely to close a practice with the yoga nidra, because that allows that energy to just settle and stabilize. So when you're ready, I invite you to just open your eyes a little and to come and lie down on your mat in any position that feels comfortable. I'm going to come a little closer to the screen so that you can hear me a little better. So if you need to grab a jersey, you can do that. You can slip a pillow underneath your head. You can grab a bolster, a blanket, anything that it is that you feel you would like to make your relaxation more comfortable. You can do that now. And then as you lie back on your mat, you can close your eyes. You can allow your head to loll a little from side to side. Then you can bring your head back to the center. Make tight fists of your hands, reach your hands down towards your feet, take a deep breath in and let go. Flex the feet, tighten the thighs, tighten the buttocks, squeeze as much as you feel necessary. And as you exhale, relax and release, letting go. Inhale deeply, allow your whole body to expand. Exhale, release the breath, letting go. Do that twice more. Last time. Letting go of the physical body, relaxing the mental and the emotional body. Just noticing how you're releasing down into the ground. Fully relaxed, fully at ease. And in this state of stillness, in this state of relaxation, you need to take a moment to draw your attention to your heart center, Anahata chakra. And in that heart center, feeling a sense of lightness and openness. With each breath, your heart opening and feeling soft and free. It feels as if all the tension around that heart center is just slowly starting to melt away. Whatever hurt, whatever anger, whatever frustration or irritability may have been present today. Notice how all those feelings start to lessen in intensity as you bring your attention to love and compassion. Love and compassion for yourself. Love and compassion for your physical body. Love and compassion for your thoughts and your mental body. And love and compassion for your energetic body. For your intuitive body. And there are so many aspects to ourselves, so many layers and levels. And we need to have a sense of love and compassion for all of them. Otherwise, there'll always be some form of imbalance. We can't just have compassion for our thoughts. We need to have compassion for our physical body as well. And the same, we can't just have compassion towards our physical body. We need to have compassion towards our intuition. To honor how it is we're feeling, what it is our intuition is guiding us to do, what it is desiring us for us next. And you'll notice that as you spread that love and compassion, it becomes lighter and freer and more mobile. All the elements, all the qualities of the air element, light, free, movable, being used in the right context. Spreading love through your whole being, all layers of you, so that it can move past you and out of you into all of those that you come into contact with. Allow that love, allow that compassion to flow out freely now, without any boundaries, without any resistance, without any struggle. And if there is a person or a situation that tends to pop up in your mind, allow that person, that situation, that thing to arise and see it surrounded in the love that you're sending out. And when it is so saturated with that love, that compassion, notice how the image of that person just tends to disappear. You may notice that a new image arises. Stay in the space for a little longer. There's no wrong way of doing the practice. There's no way that the practice is able to deplete you. There is a constant supply of universal energy. As you breathe in, it fills you. As you breathe out, you share it. As you breathe out, it is moving through all 5 koshas, all 5 layers, nourishing, energizing, replenishing each of those layers. And then when you're ready, bring your attention back to your heart center, Anahata chakra. You may even want to place a hand or two on your heart as you take a few deep breaths in and out. As you take those deeper breaths, bringing your awareness back into the space that you're in now. You then may want to rub the thumbs along your fingertips, waking up your hands, and you may want to wiggle your toes, waking up your feet. You can stretch your arms out behind you. If you want to, stretching diagonally through the body, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, arms one way, legs the other. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go. When you're ready, hug your knees to your chest, give them a good squeeze. If you need to rock a little from side to side, go ahead and do so. Eventually, you just bring your knees to your chest, rolling onto your right side, staying there for a moment, giving your body a chance to readjust and locking in the energy. And then placing your left hand in front of your chest, push into your hand, come all the way up into seated position. You can bring your hands back to your heart center or to Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Take a moment to acknowledge 3 things that you're grateful for. And then from there, take a moment to dip your head, acknowledging the amazing, fantastic human being that you are. Namaste. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, night, further. Till we see each other next time. Take care.